Good day, folks, and welcome to the 2 Cent Show. I'm your host, Jay Richardson. As always, I'm going to try to hurry today only because there is so much going on in the NBA universe, and it's just I gotta get all of this stuff kind of put out there. But before I do that, can I just quickly, I don't know, I don't want to pat myself on the back or say I got a crystal ball or whatever, but you guys did hear it right here on the 2 Cent Show a week ago, really for the last couple weeks, about how the Super Bowl would unfold. I specifically said it. I even said it again on ABC and on Fox over the weekend here in Columbus, Ohio. I said the San Francisco 49ers with Jimmy G at quarterback will probably not win the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, they will not win the Super Bowl if the game comes down to a final drive and Jimmy G has to make a big play. And sure enough, the game came down to a final drive and the arm of Jimmy Garoppolo, because that's what he is now. He's no longer Jimmy G. You know, if you don't win the Super Bowl, man, you got to earn nicknames. You can't be Jimmy G and then you go out there with a chance to win the game and you can't get it done. I'm sorry, you missed a couple of critical throws. You missed a lot of throws. And here's the thing, Pat Mahomes didn't have the best game he's had all season. He did not. He actually struggled throughout most of the game. But when you needed it most, when you needed a play, there he was making beautiful pass after beautiful pass, scrambling, using his legs, using his eyes, using his brain, using his arm. The kid is a generational talent. I explained that you're not going to see kids like this, but every so often. So you got to understand what you're seeing and appreciate, just his talent and magnificence at the quarterback position. So the Kansas City Chiefs, who are located in Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas City, Kansas, as one of our world leaders would have you believe, and he corrected it, so I'm not going to get on him. Just it was funny. A lot of folks don't know where Kansas City is, and I was told that there was another Kansas City that's also in Kansas, so who knows? I don't know if they're sharing a city or what. Reality of it is, doesn't matter because the Chiefs are the world champions. Congrats to them. My dog Travis Kelce did his thing. All the Chiefs really played very well. The Chiefs' defensive line played fantastic. They found a way to slow down the run. They found a way to affect Jimmy G. They found a way to affect the game. Oh my goodness, Tyreek Hill put the In-N-Out burger on Richard Sherman. Had him looking for not just the ball or Tyreek Hill, had him looking for himself. He ended up staring at himself like that Spider-Man meme, and Tyreek Hill was off to the races. So it was nice to see, all that. And still, Sherman had a great year. Hats off to him. But, ooh, baby, that young boy's fast. So Chiefs win. We called it here at the 2 Cent Show because we know what we're doing. That's what we do. Now, let's get into the major business of today. The NBA trade deadline was at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, and oh baby, it was wild. It was actually a quiet trade deadline day until the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden all of this stuff happened. Here's a couple things that you just need to know off the top. The Miami Heat are legit now. The Miami Heat are for real. And it's not just that, landing Andre Iguodala, getting him and Jay Crowder from the Memphis Grizzlies, that is not what makes them for real. They were already for real. Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Robinson, Tyler Hero, the sharpshooter, Derrick Jones Jr., all these guys, they were already for real. And then you added Iguodala, a veteran, a champion, a lockdown defender on the perimeter. You add Jay Crowder, who brings a little bit of toughness. Shooting about 35% from three, not amazing, but he's a great interchangeable piece. You still got Dragic, you still got Myers Leonard. This is a dangerous potential playoff team, and then Jimmy Butler is the guy. So I think this Miami Heat team got a lot better. You never can discount the fact that the Godfather, Pat Riley, he knows when to strike. He's like, lay low. Ooh, opportunity. Let's go get it and let's make a push. I think he looks at the East and he sees, the Celtics aren't great. The Celtics is just a good team full of some young players, but they still haven't been able to put it together. They still just don't get it done. For whatever reason, when it comes crunch time, the Celtics, struggle, and they're talented, but they're just not a complete basketball team, and I think they definitely need a more physical inside presence. You can't just get a bunch of athletic young wings and think you're going to automatically be good. You need great defense. You need a presence in the middle. You need rim protection. You need true three-point shooters, and they just, they're hot and cold. And then you look at the 76ers and you go, what is going on with the 76ers? It's like all of this talent, size, Embiid so hot and cold. Ben Simmons will never be a shooter. Apparently, he's just decided he'll never be a shooter. So, a fantastic player, but he only does a couple things, and if those things aren't hitting, he just becomes just another tall guy running around there, being athletic, good defender. But I don't know. Losing J.J. Redick really hurt them when they lost him to the Pelicans because they were expecting a couple other guys to step up as shooters, and it just hasn't happened. And when you look at the 76ers, you go, man, they're just not that team. And we all thought they would be the team this year to really take it to the next level and really compete for that championship spot in the East, or at least compete to be the Eastern Conference champions with, Giannis and the Bucks. But they just aren't. And the Giannis and the Bucks are just by far the best basketball team in the East, but the heat is creeping up. So a lot happened, a lot went on. I can't get through all of these trades because it's just there's so many different things that happen. All I will tell you is the main things. Andrew Wiggins got moved from the Timberwolves to the Golden State Warriors. D'Angelo Russell is now was formerly a Golden State Warrior, and he will now be with the Minnesota Timberwolves, which teams him up with Karl Anthony Towns. Those two go way back. They are boys, and it seems like this is something they've been wanting to do for a long time, so that's cool. They get to play together. Both teams still suck. Both teams still won't matter, so, whatever. Same thing here with Cleveland and the Detroit Pistons. You saw Andre Drummond get traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know he really wanted out. I doubt he wanted to be in Cleveland, so he went from one cold weather, hard luck city to another. Congrats, you're out of Detroit. Enjoy Cleveland. And I know everyone wanted to figure out if Kevin Love was going to find a way to get himself out of Cleveland and somewhere warmer. It did not happen. Why? He has such a massive, ridiculous contract that no one wanted to pick up that contract, not for a guy that, can't jump higher than 3 inches at a time, and is a good rebounder and is a good, jump shooter, spot up 3-point shooter, but just not that athletic anymore. The Lakers, it was interesting. The Lakers, as quiet as they were at the trade deadline, everyone thought they'd make a play for either Kevin Love. They thought they'd make a play for Marcus Morris, who ended up going to the Clippers. The Clippers definitely wanted to take Marcus Morris off the block there, so that the Lakers did not get him. They're playing a little bit of defense, it seems. Everyone was trying to figure out what was going to happen there. So he's no longer in New York. He's with the Clippers, which is a great piece. He's a good interchangeable big who can guard bigs, can guard forwards. Solid 3-point shooter, brings toughness, brings defense, brings grit. I like him. The Clippers just got a little bit better, and the Clippers' second unit was already tough. Now they're even tougher. I'm really looking at the Clippers going, man, I don't know. As much as I love to see the Lakers and LeBron do well, I just think when they run into the Clippers in the playoffs, it's going to be a tough out for both squads. But the Clippers seem to be the more powerful team just because of their bench. Even though the Lakers' front line is stronger, the Clippers go a little bit deeper. So the Lakers, as much as they didn't make a whole lot of a splash during the trade deadline day, what they did do was quietly they worked out J.R. Smith. They had long discussions with Darren Collison. They're going to need a point guard. Darren Collison hasn't played this season and been kind of waiting to see where he wanted to go. This could be important. LeBron reunites with a guy that, contrary to all the memes about, from 3 years ago or 2 years ago, when JR didn't know how much time was on the shot clock against Golden State, and we're going to give him a hard time about that forever. But the reality of it is J.R. Smith is still a solid piece. He's athletic. He's a streaky shooter, can get really, really hot, really, really fast. He plays solid perimeter defense. He's a guy that LeBron trusts. LeBron does trust JR. And then you got Darren Collison, who's the point guard that can create his own shot, athletic, veteran. And Rondo is just not the guy. If you've been watching the Lakers, and I know they keep saying, well, playoff Rondo is a real thing. Just get Rondo to the playoffs. Listen, Rondo might not make it to the playoffs because he might lose his job way before that happens. And that's just the reality of it is he's got to show us more. He's not a shooter. He tries sometimes to make these passes that just aren't going to fit. He dribbles past obvious layups looking to kick the ball out, and it's like, dude, just lay the ball up. Like right now they need scoring. He doesn't have a pulse for what the Lakers' second unit needs, which is why you see LeBron and AD splitting time. They start the game off and then LeBron will sit, AD will stay in with the second unit, or vice versa, because you can't have both of those guys resting, because as soon as that happens, things go awry. So that's something the Lakers got to figure out. Pelinka and these guys need to figure out if they can get some more scoring. They need a shooter. Besides Danny Green, they need another shooter, and I think they need a point guard that can take the pressure off of LeBron to be a scorer for that second unit. That's really the biggest thing right now when you look at the Lakers. So the NBA, there were a lot of moves made. There's a few other moves. Sixers traded James Ennis to the Magic. That's inconsequential, I'll be honest with you. They did waive my guy Trey Burke. Trey Burke's from right here in Columbus, went to Michigan. Or that team up north, as we call them. But I love Trey, man. He's a good dude. I know his dad, Benji. Good people. I hope he gets picked up somewhere. Trey Burke, Lakers, he's out there. He's somebody that athletic, can shoot, plays tough perimeter D. He's not the biggest, but he's young, and he's got a lot of energy. And the Lakers need that. That second unit needs that. So I'm hoping that something happens with Trey Burke, because that's my guy. A lot is just going on in the NFL world also, and I want to quickly just say congrats to Eric Weddle, safety from the Los Angeles Rams. He's retiring. He's been in the league a long time. Good dude, gritty, tough safety, smart safety, had a great career. So I want to give a quick shout out to Eric Weddle. And honestly, y'all, there's too many NBA moves to say them all. I just need to keep people informed on kind of the overall landscape of the NBA. It still stops and ends in Los Angeles, right? Like, we know the champion of the NBA season is going to come out of LA. We don't know which one. I am pulling for the Lakers because LeBron, I'm an Ohio guy. LeBron's an Ohio guy. I'm always going to pull for LeBron. As much as it frustrates me to watch him, not be the guy we want him to be sometimes in the waning moments of close games. And I'd love to see him, take that challenge in the playoff in the fourth quarter of taking Kawhi one-on-one. And I get it. LeBron's, we always look at LeBron like he's Kobe and Jordan and these guys, and we go, well, Jordan did that, Kobe did that. And we forget that LeBron's not really built like Kobe and Jordan. Jordan and Kobe are both around 6'6", 6'7", athletic wings, shooting guards, right? Like true shooting guards, athletic ball handling shooting guards, and they guarded other guys who were about 6'5" to 6'7", right around there. LeBron's more of a big, I don't think people really pay attention. LeBron's big as hell, man. This dude is like 6'8", 6'9". He's listed at 6'8", but when you see LeBron standing next to AD and you see them standing next to Kevin Love, and he looked the same height as them 6'10" dudes. To me, he looked the brother 6'10". I don't care what nobody say, right? He been lying. He's bow-legged. He's 6'10". So and he big as hell. So he's more like a big than he is like a shooting guard. So he often will switch and guard teams big. So often, he'll take the other team's power forward, small forward, whatever. But we want him to kind of attack all of these smaller guys, and it's like that's probably not a smart move for him, because you're gonna get him in foul trouble, and we don't need that. We need your superstar on the floor. So I get that. But with Kawhi Leonard, he's a small forward too. I want to see that matchup. I want to see LeBron. I know Kawhi's young. LeBron's old, I get it, but I'm sorry, LeBron. We just believe that you're different because there is no metric for the things you're doing, right? He's in uncharted territory. 35 years old, and he's still probably the most athletic guy on the court on most nights. He's still jumping out the gym. He's still chasing down blocks and dunking on people. So yeah, you need to be guarding Kawhi in the playoffs when it comes crunch time. And I'm confident that he'll take that challenge, but most important thing we want to see out of him is take that shot when it comes time and the team needs a shooter. It needs to be him, unless he's triple teamed and Danny Green's just in the corner by himself smoking a cigarette. Then yeah, I guess pass it. But even then, take the damn shot. I don't care. Take the shot, bro. The Knicks, by the way, they fired their president basketball operations. They hired a former agent, Leon such and such. He's a big agent, not a former agent, current agent. Has a lot of big time. You know what? Doesn't even matter. I mean, the Knicks are a walking dumpster fire. Dumpster fires don't walk. But the point is, the Knicks are an absolute shit show. It doesn't really matter what happens, because until James Dolan's gone, nothing's going to change in New York. No big time free agents want to go there. No one wants to play for an owner that kicked Charles Oakley out of MSG and called security on him. It's a player-driven league, man. You think players forget that stuff? They don't. And then before I close out of here, I want to kind of mention something that's been in the news a lot the last 24-hour cycle on social media, especially, and it involves sports, because it involves a couple big-time sports figures and one talk show host, and I'm talking about the Gayle King interview with Lisa Leslie, where right after the Mamba, Kobe Bryant himself, passes away, we're not even a week and a half outside of Kobe's death, and everyone is showing so much praise and love and adulation for Kobe, his career, his legacy. It's almost like Gayle or the media or CBS was upset that Kobe was getting so much love. So they decided now is a great time to have Gayle King interview one of Kobe's, closest female friends, Lisa Leslie, former WNBA superstar. And instead of just asking about Kobe's life and the kind of guy he was and her memories of Kobe, and talking about just the man behind the jersey, she thought this was a great time to bring up Kobe's, charges from 2008 or 9 or whenever it was, and the charges that he was acquitted on, absolutely acquitted on. Doesn't matter why he was acquitted. He was acquitted. And honestly, it doesn't really matter that there were charges at all, or that he was acquitted or not acquitted. It doesn't matter. It's the past. The point is, the man died. He's not allowed to defend himself. And as we celebrate his life, Gayle King thought this was a great, great time to bring up his darkest moment of his life. This is a great time. It's like, Gayle, would you want, after you passed away, at your funeral, for us to show up and go, hey, let me tell you about Gayle's biggest mistake she ever made. This is a great time to bring that up. And that's kind of what it's like. It's like kicking somebody in the balls when they're already down. Like, it was really messed up. It put Lisa Leslie in a horrible position, because if she answers the question in complete support of Kobe Bryant, well, then she hates women. But if she attacks Kobe or sides with Gayle, then she's not loyal to Kobe, and either way she could be ripped apart. So I loved how Lisa Leslie answered it. She just said, listen, in my experience with Kobe, he's never been that way. He's an amazing guy, always has been, and I think the media really needs to respect the family's time right now to mourn and the privacy. Kudos to Lisa Leslie for how she handled that. That's the big shout out I want to give, is to Lisa Leslie. And shame on Gayle King for saying the things she said, for trying so hard. She tried about 4 different times to get Lisa Leslie to be negative about Kobe Bryant, and she really drove it home. And that was really, really not just disconcerting, not just disappointing. It was almost depressing, man. It's like, damn, Oprah and Gayle, y'all spend so much time attacking any African-American male who has fallen short or has any sort of quote-unquote dirt on him, yet all we see is images and stories of you guys being best friends with the most diabolical sexual predator in Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein, and that's your guy. And you have not once decided to do a documentary about him. Have not once decided to do a documentary, Oprah and Gayle, about y'all's good friend Epstein, who didn't kill himself, by the way. No, but you continue to attack what seems like a pattern here of just Oprah and Gayle, using whatever platform they can, whether it be CBS or the O Network or whatever, to attack black people, specifically black males. I happen to be a black guy, so I notice things, and the black community is starting to notice, and it's starting to become a real issue. And just so everyone knows, if you support them and their attacks, I guess if you want to call it that, on the individuals that they're attacking, everyone's gonna take notice of that as well. So I don't understand it. I don't know what I don't know what CBS is offering Gail or why she would take it. You know, your best friend's a billionaire. You don't really need the money. You're just doing this because this is just, I don't know. I can't answer that. I just know that it's disappointing and it's sad, and you're seeing a lot of people react to it. Snoop reacted to it, which is always funny. And, you know, it's becoming a big story, and I can't wait until someone finally addresses them on it. It's going to be important, and I hope it's somebody that's credible. I hope it's somebody that's serious, because it needs to be addressed. Hell, call me, I'll address it. But I'm not going to get on a tirade about that. Whatever, you know what? At the end of the day, it's something that will be handled at some point. But I want to thank everybody for tuning into the 2 Cent Show. As always, like, subscribe. You can catch us at 2 Cent Show on IG, Twitter, at JRichardson99 on both. We are loving the direction we're headed. We've got some big announcements coming up soon here in Columbus, especially for our viewers here, our listeners here in Columbus, and our viewers who tune in on Thursdays on ABC 6 to check out our segment. We really, really want to encourage you guys to continue to tune into that, continue to listen, like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, have a good one.